Okay, this is PCE Upper End, Module B, Day 4.
First word of the day is broad. Broad means very wide. Adjective, one syllable. Broad. He gave us a broad smile. We also have broadly. Be careful now. Broadly, the meaning is different. It means generally true, but maybe not specifically. It's an adverb. How many syllables are in broadly? 2. Stresses on the first. Broadly. Broadly speaking, don't you think men drive better than women? Number 2, we have allowance. Allowance can be an exception, or it can be money given regularly by a parent. It's a noun. How many syllables? 3, stresses on the second. Allowance. Allowance. His parents give him a general allowance. Definition 2. Number 3, we have category. Category is a system for dividing things. It's a countable noun. How many syllables? Category. 4, stress on the first. Category. There are sporty people and non-sporty people, and I'm definitely in the second category. Number 4, we have defense. Defense means to protect against something. It's a noun. 2 syllables, stressed in the second. Defense. There was no defense for his bad behavior. So then we have defend, which is the same meaning, but it's a verb. How many syllables in defend? 2, stresses on the second. Defend. A soldier's job is to defend his country. Number 5 is edge. Edge is the outer or furthest point of something. It's a noun. 1 syllable, edge. He sat on the edge of his seat. For number 6, we have financial. Financial means relating to money or how money is managed. It's an adjective. How many syllables are in financial? 3, stresses on the second. Financial. She regularly checks her financial investments. Then we have finance. Finance could mean relating to money or how it's managed. It could also be to pay for something in parts. So it's a verb or a noun. Just to let you know, the second definition is the verb. 2 syllables, stresses on the first. Finance. They were unable to finance the house. Number 7, we have grant. Grant is money given, especially by the government. So this is a noun, 1 syllable, grant. This charity is funded by a large grant from the government. However, grant could also be accepts that something is true, but this is a verb. Grant. I grant you it's a difficult situation. So in this sentence, I grant you means, yes, I accept that it's a difficult situation. I agree that's a difficult situation. And finally, we have take something or somebody for granted. It means you don't appreciate something or somebody. This is a chunk. It's a fairly common chunk. Number 8 is nerve. Nerve are connections in your body that feel pain, or it can be courage. It's a noun and 1 syllable, nerve. It took a lot of nerve to tell her the truth. Okay, next we have hit a nerve. Hit a nerve is say something that hits a sensitive spot. It's a chunk. Looks like her comment hit a nerve. For number 9, we have mineral. Mineral are valuable material found in the ground. It's a noun. How many syllables are in mineral? 3, stresses on the first. Mineral. This land is rich with minerals. Number 10, we have pupil. Pupil is a student, so it's a countable noun. How many syllables? 2, stresses on the first. Pupil. The school has pupils from all over the world. Number 11 is insist. Insist means you will not accept no. It's a verb. How many syllables? Insist. 2, stress on the second. Insist. Please go first. I insist. Then we have insistent. Same meaning, but it's an adjective. And it has 3 syllables. Insistent. She was very insistent that I follow the sequence. Finally, we have insistence. Same meaning, but this is an uncountable noun. 3 syllables. Insistence. They ignored the insistence of the teacher. Last word is relevant. Relevant is still important or useful, or it means related to what you're talking about. It's an adjective. Relevant. International news is increasingly relevant. So then we also have relevance. Same meaning, but it's an uncountable noun. 3 syllables, stress on the first. Relevance. What relevance does that point have to the discussion? And then the opposite would be irrelevant. Is not important, not useful, or not related to what you're discussing. It's an adjective, and it has 4 syllables. Stress is still on the first. Stress is on the second. Irrelevant. These documents are largely irrelevant. So here are the sentences for day 4. Sentence number 1. I insist that this report is still relevant. I insist that this report is still relevant. Sentence 2. We received a grant to fund the project. We received a grant to fund the project. Sentence 3. This area is rich with resources, especially minerals. This area is rich with resources, especially minerals.